were born to be swift and strong. What did you do with your gifts, duelist? You squandered them on self-indulgence.
Even the dead rise to challenge me here. My spirit is spent. It's nice not to be dead yet.
You got the big bastard.
Let's get a weekend trade going here. I may have to run that with administrator rights. Let's see if it works. That goes there. Let's get a weekend trade. Let's see if it works. Nope. I'm pretty sure that was the error message right there. Okay. Awakened, trade, run as administrator. Once my logout is working fine, then we'll move through this pretty quick. All right, let's see. Nope, still not working. What's up?
They unraveled the world's strangest mystery in hilarious detail. From cryptid conspiracies to cults to unsolved
Strange.
rabbit. Be warned, once you untangle the knot, you'll have no issue with the POE1. New episodes drop weekly. Subscribe to Red Thread on Spotify now.
Let's try it this way.
Advertising on Spotify can help your business turn up the volume. With our easy-to-use ad manager, you can create new audio ads from scratch or repurpose existing video assets. Then you deliver your ad to an engaged audience that is ready to hear and see your message. It's that simple. Learn how Spotify can add more to your mix at ads.spotify.com. incoming at break.
Thank you, Chestnut. Okay, we're gonna quit Waken Poe. Run as administrator. Okay, it appears to be running. Let's go ahead and try that again. If not, it's not horrible from... Oh, there it is. Okay. We got it. We got it. No worries, no worries.
There'll be time for that soon enough. Fine work.
I feel like splitting steel is the right choice here.
Stay sharp out there. Greetings.
And then we want like a two-handed. Oh my god, the selling though in this game, like that's what I'm not gonna be used to. Make sure there's no runner boots. Alright, we're unfortunately striking out on that one. Pretty sure we want one of these two-handed. So, which... I think I have to choose this one because of the sockets. So we want a green-red connected. So we get splitting steel there. We gotta sell again. Sell those.
There'll be time for that soon enough.
Go through.
Not the most pleasant of arenas, but it'll have to do for now. My spirit is spent.
One irritating thing about this game is they always have the move. So if you right click this, attack while moving or whatever, you don't want that clicked. It kind of messes with you, and in the end game you can actually die from it. None of these are things that I should be actually killing. We should just walk through this area. I was just kind of walking through brain dead a little bit. And if you let her flame dash on you, you can get screwed up pretty quick. We're gonna grab this waypoint and then we're gonna go straight into mudflats. just like so. We are gonna try to rush the objectives here.
It seems this new arena suits me.
They're usually always in a triangle formation. So we're gonna look for the other one kind of more in. And if you get stunned by these guys, they can kill you very, very quickly. The blue flasks are good to pick up. Any of the blues, because you can get transmutations by trading them to the vendors, or transmutation shards rather. So you see how that was kind of in a triangle? It's pretty good. Those guys can freeze you, so you kind of want to stay away from them. Don't allow them to cast on you too much. Now from that point we go back to the coast, and we're gonna go in to the Tidal Island to complete the quest for our first Quicksilver Flask. It is very useful while we're leveling. We go to Mudflats first so we can get level 4. And that determines the level of flask that we get from the reward. Level 4s can give us a specific modifier that is helpful. So later on when we roll the flask... God, I am doing bad at dodging this guy. Feels like he's not moving. Otherwise he'd take more bleed damage. So I'm gonna take everything that I can to sell. And we're just gonna log out. Logging out brings you to the logging out brings you to the town that you were last in. Or your hideout. So on this one, if we were hardcore, I'd say probably Decoy Totem. But I do believe, so you can look at the tags here. Splitting Steel has an AoE tag. So, oh, you know what though? It doesn't work because it's not a melee skill. So reading is quite important in this game. So we wouldn't actually benefit from Blood and Sand. What we will benefit from in softcore though is going to be the War Banner. Do believe that we still get adrenaline from that. And then we're gonna grab dash. Dash, I like to put on space. Kind of keep it off.
Stay
There.
sharp out there. Greetings. Farewell.
Now there's a face. I'd almost.
And then we get our Quicksilver and another gem reward. I feel like we grab momentum on this one. We're gonna check for sockets.
Got a job.
Run our boots, which we did not get. Now we're gonna check for sockets. So we need a green, green, red that is connected. So like this one right here. We're gonna go ahead and take that investment and we're gonna use it.
Farewell.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything else that we need. Although splitting steel is quite low on damage.
Farewell.
I think that's it. Now we go to the submerged passageway. So we're looking for, first off, we're looking for a bridge. Once we find that bridge, we're gonna put down a portal.
My spirit is spent.
I'm about to get frozen, which isn't great.
Couldn't ask for a better training ground than Ray class.
And the reason why we're doing that is so that we can come back and get one of our skill points from the Dweller. No, I got frozen. No. I have a quick key set up for my portals. Highly suggest that we do the same.
A worthy opponent.
Obviously, there's people that do this a lot faster than me, but I thought I'd go through and explain my thought process when I level a character. Maybe it'll help someone get into this game. Definitely follow a guide first off. It is far too complicated to just wing a build. You will get very frustrated. But when you have some knowledge of the game, making your own build can be quite fun and rewarding. I'm killing far too much stuff. There is also a little rule with running through this stuff. You start getting less efficiency. Actually, that mana flask I really need. You get less efficiency if you're over a level above or below the mob. So we're at level 5 and I'm at level 6, so I really want to get to the next zone. Oh, see that reading thing. So you only get Valor through melee combat. It's been a while since I've been on this game, and sometimes that stuff just slips. So splitting steel is not a melee skill, so we cannot gain any benefit from melee stuff. This is the ledge. There's nothing special about the ledge, really. You just kind of try to make it through as fast as you can.
I can't do this just yet.
You always want to identify your blue boots. Some of the rest of them I'll just sell without identifying because the beginning stages, scrolls of wisdom and stuff like that, like the small currency, is actually quite valuable for trading and for getting your skills and all that. But I will identify jewelry, and I will identify certain weapons that are good for me, and especially I'll identify boots, because we can get running boots, which we did not get, unfortunately, on that one, but they are an upgrade. So basically our movement speed is one of the top priorities while leveling. So this is the climb, and just so you know, our portal is still active back there in that previous zone. So we have leveled up, and our skills have leveled up, and we still have that portal back there so that we can go and get our skill point from the Dweller. It's a lot easier of a fight if you gain some levels and don't take it at level. So this is one of the things that you want to look out for on your Act 1 adventure. So you do want to pick up any of these resistance rings, and they can be quite useful, especially so for Act 1. Your sapphire rings are very useful. The Act 1 end boss does a lot of cold damage, and that's what you're going to get from these guys. It's actually a very good base roll on this one. Another thing with this zone here is there's something called Molten Shell, and these goats have Molten Shell. If you were to like leap slam onto them, they would explode and probably kill you very quickly, especially if they're grouped together. So that's one thing to watch out for. This guy's gonna Rain of Arrows me. A little annoying, but I think I can just run through now. I actually forgot where to go from here. I'm gonna have to pull up my POV. Yeah, I think we rush.
I can live with that.
I think we just rush Bravery. This is a chromatic recipe, so when they're linked like this with all the color sockets, I'm gonna actually get a chromatic orb from them, which is quite useful in recoloring sockets.
The tail.
Okay, so we can't do that. I do believe that added fire damage starts to become better. So we're gonna actually... Well, no, let's take momentum off and we're gonna use faster attacks. We can use our sapphire ring now, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna sell any of the garbage. Momentum's not really garbage, so I can actually use that if we get Frostflank.
Time for that soon enough.
This is actually a really good buy too, depending on your currency situation. Right now, I don't feel comfortable with buying that, so we're not going to. I'm gonna check for runner boots, and then we're gonna go do the dweller. I think it's Shift F, no, Control F to put your cursor in the find field. Then NN indicates, you know, it searches for that. This is actually run by Regex, which is like a search software. Well, actually, I don't know if it's a search software necessarily, but it is a way to search for things in the software. Okay. Nothing there. So we're going to move on to the dweller. Okay, so we're not going up here. And there's like basically, I have two options here. He's going to be either over here or down here. And I do believe that since there's content here, that he's going to be down south, but we'll go ahead and check. So whenever there's like little zones that they take up. Oh, you know what? I was wrong. Okay, so dweller's up here, so that's that door right here. So we're going to the flooded depths. And we're just going to rush in and try to kill the dweller because currently we are at level 8. And the mobs are at level 6. So this just helps us kill him a little bit faster. That's all. I do believe that we can actually use this. It's a 10 to 15, 24 DPS, 35 DPS. So that was a massive win for us there.
My spirit is spent.
No, just say, you know, playing from the local state government, or your small business and change maybe the neighbors. They come there.
What mods did he spawn with? Woe? I don't even remember what Woe does. These things are a little nasty though. So this guy never used to be an essence. But now he's an essence monster, which spawns with certain modifiers, but they also give you these lovely essences, which help you, because right here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this essence and I'm going to make this sapphire ring a rare. See, so we got some mods on that one. It's pretty good. Unfortunately, we didn't get runner boots again, which is really sad, actually. But that's fine. From here, we're going to log out.
You manage.
We're going to grab our skill book
Stay sharp out there.
and get bravery.
Welcome. Farewell. Welcome. Farewell.
Okay. Now, we've gotten the dweller done. We got the waypoint for the prison. So we're going to go straight into the prison. And we are looking for the way forward, number one. But the second thing that we are looking for in the prison is our trial of ascendancy.
My spirit is spent.
This is not going to be a fun time on Brutus. So even if we're not going to identify them, you always pick up those rares too. For the same reason why we pick up the blues. Later on, we're not going to be picking up blues or much of anything, really. But for right now, that's... Why aren't they taking damage? There's no way... That was weird. Okay, so see those green levers and door? That's where the Trial of Ascendancy is. We need all of these in order to ascend our character. So we're going to get them as quick as we can. And you can take one of these. So no problem there. I'm going to pot and then make it through. Easy enough. Oh, I'm wondering why my Twitch has all the WoW stuff on it right now. Hold on. That's not right. Okay, that was weird. Couldn't find my edit stream button. Apparently my layout had changed and I hadn't even realized it. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so we're gonna rush this one really quick to ignore movement penalties and also get some more health. More health is good.
I can't do this just yet.
More health makes me happy.
My spirit is spent.
Ooh, this painful DPS, the 0 DPS, man. Okay, we got a good weapon. Oh yeah. So we went from 39 DPS. So this tooltip DPS is pretty good up until like you get into some advanced mechanics and then the game just does not calculate it properly. So we want all 6 of these. I currently have them completed on Settlers of Calgar, but you can... You will need to complete that if you're just starting fresh. That was a really good find, actually. With accuracy and physical damage. We aren't too concerned with clearing. What we're concerned with is kind of over-leveling the area a little bit. Because Brutus kind of sucks to fight, to be honest. Ooh, that's really good damage boost. So it seems like a small amount, so 1 to 4 damage, but it actually adds quite a bit. So like, it added full, like 10 DPS from a ring. It's a big difference. On Act 1 at least. Flat damage is before any of the multipliers too, so...
My fans in Orient will barely recognize me.
Now you can open this one. So you see right here, there's a somewhat of a secret room. Like I can't get there right now. You can open this with the switch here. This is newly added, but it's like a potion strongbox. So you can roll them too. That's one thing about the strongboxes. This one decided to be kind of annoying and spawn a bunch of summoners. But if you're running, like, if you're having trouble finding, like, a better mana flask or anything like that, you can do this chest and... And it'll be an easy way to grab that and upgrade yourself before Brutus.
I can't do this just yet.
Probably only gonna do Act 1. I'm just kind of lost a little bit of motivation to do a lot of streaming or long streams.
I recognize that pretty face. Grand
But
Arena, Theopolis.
hopefully this can be helpful to someone just now starting on Path 1. So we are in kind of a crappy situation. We don't have all of our flasks. I'm gonna try to bait some bleeds, because when they move, they take double damage for bleeds, so I'm gonna try to make sure he's always, like, moving and bleeding. I know other people have ways of killing him pretty quick, but this tends to work for me the best. And you can be a little bit more avoidant. It's not always that fast either. Like, I got pretty lucky with the weapon. But baiting the bleed is a good use of mechanics.
For some.
Oh yeah, there's quick keys for vendors, and the one that I use the most is control click. And that opens the cell window. Basically, the thing that we're really looking for is sockets. And I know that's kind of crazy. Like, most people would identify this and see if it's better than this. But linked sockets are actually much more valuable, early game especially. And this is what's called a vendor recipe, so 3 of the same flask will give me an upgrade on the flask. What we want to do with our neck piece is we want to get something that's hard stat-wise to get. So instead of like dexterity or strength, maybe intelligence would be a good idea. We do have an orb of chance, so I am actually going to buy that.
Take care.
It just helps with stat requirements on items, and just like certain skills will require some intelligence as well. So we can get precision, which would be helpful. Enduring Cry and Vitality are both helpful as well. But I'm going to go with Precision on this one. We're going to check for Runner Boots. No luck. We're going to check for sockets, because we can always craft our gear after we find the sockets. So that's not... Nothing has sockets that I want right now. There are 2 different types of auras. There's auras that use a percentage of your mana, or whichever pool you decide to use it from. Like, there's a way to make it use life as well. And then there's ones that use like flat. So precision is one that uses flat. So the more that I level it up, the more it's going to use, but the stronger the aura will be. The percent ones, they don't really work that way. They just take 8% of your mana. So having the highest level on those is beneficial. But precision, you try to kind of fine tune it for whatever your need might be. So the reason why I'm going to identify this is... Okay, so we did not win on that, but sometimes it can roll a really good physical modifier. We did get an upgrade on our health flask, which is great.
Welcome, Tinsley Parks.
Hi, Tinsley. How are you? I'm doing well. How are you? Okay. So we'll upgrade. Ooh, that actually rolled really well. So we got immunity to corrupted blood and bleeding on our life flask, which is pretty much what most builds will aim for. We do have a way of getting this iron. I'm gonna go ahead and use this essence on the iron, because we're gonna be upgrading the rest of the gear, but the jewelry kinda remains the same for a bit. Unless you get, like, lucky with your drops, but... Yeah, I went on vacation for a bit, but I'm back. And I'm not playing WoW this time. Alright, so there's two things that we look for here. The first one obviously being the ship graveyard, which is the side objective. We do need this. And then when we want to find the exit to the cave. We really don't want to kill those zombies while they're on us, though.
I believe in traveling light.
Dang it. Those are better, though.
I can't do this just yet.
My day was fine. Went to work and nothing horrible happened, so I guess that's a good day, right? Alright, so we're coming up on this one. You can actually skip this boss, but he'll freeze you. So then we just go through to the ship graveyard and do this event. So he's gonna summon a bunch of ads, and then he's gonna come out and try to kill us. It's a pretty easy fight. As long as you have some sort of AoE. It's not too bad. So he does something called Spectral Throw. You really don't want to get, like, double tapped by it.
It's not every day that I get to deal with
Aside from that, it's a pretty easy fight. Alright, we're gonna log out and then go back to town. So I need to move that so we can grab our skill point. And actually don't need to identify anything. we do want to use that flask, so I'm going to sell our current flask. For some reason that survived. One other thing while you're leveling, it might be a little bit tempting to go ahead and throw, like, improve the quality on, like, your armor and stuff, but by far the best use for these is to switch them out for wisdom scrolls. And you can do the same with 1-for-1 on portal scrolls. There's no like sort inventory, so sometimes you're just gonna have to get good at moving them as you go. Yeah, I think we go this way. I'm gonna pull up the next segment here. I might play a little bit more. I'm actually having quite a bit more fun than on like World of Warcraft.
Farewell for now. Still alive, are we?
Check for runner boots. We are striking out today. Alright. That's fine. So we're gonna go back to the ship graveyard through waypoints, and judging by the layout, I do believe that the exit's gonna be somewhere over here.
I can't do this just yet.
And once we get in here, what we're gonna do is actually change our ability from splitting steel over to spectral helix. It's a much better ability. Oh, this is a weird layout. Hold on. It might be down here. Yep. There we go. We found it. Yeah, vacation with the family. It was fun. I think everyone enjoyed themselves. I hope so.
If you must.
Alright, I don't think they directly give it to us, so we're gonna actually have to take, like, let's just do sweep and sell that immediately. Because I would never. Evasion energy shield isn't too bad. But that roll was really bad. Okay, now we want helix. And that does work with both of these. However, what we're gonna change is added fire rather than chance to bleed. And it's gonna do a lot more damage. Chance to bleed falls off really quick.
Boom, and ready to expand. You might say something like,
It's really good for like the about 70 to 80% of Act 1.
just say, just like that. Your State Farm agent can help you get the coverage you need for your new space. Your small business insurance needs, like a good neighbor. State Farm said,
So you can see how much like more damage, like this is so much easier with Spectral Helix.
I can't do this just yet.
Nothing special about these. We're looking for the way through, trying to keep pace with level. trying to find some loot on the way, but not like going out of our way for anything. If we were in maps, we'd be doing all the content and stuff, but we're not too concerned with that while leveling. Anything that drops, I mean, like, you can get really good drops, but most of the time that's not the case. Did they... I think they messed around with energy shield. It seems like everything that has energy shield is extremely, like, tinky. Thank you. You too, Tinsley. Going to bed or something? Oh, yeah. Watch out for those exploders, too. I got shocked and exploded on. That was not my happy place there. So you get a big EXP boost if you kill rares and magic monsters. So it's not ever like a bad idea to kill them. Unless it's just something that you can't kill. Alright, so this is the boss. She has 2 phases, pretty easy. Do want to avoid being frozen though. We got our sapphire ring, so we're going to be taking a little bit less damage from her, but she still can like chunk you. Just stay out of that. It looks like a mage's blizzard. And then she'll like shoot these things at you. The second phase is more dangerous. She will summon those exploders, and you want to stay out of the columns. Also, shouldn't have been that close to her while she did the scream. Because that builds up your chill. Alright, and that's Act 1.
We stand at death's door.
Pretty easy.
Fair Mervale.
I'm gonna take that skinning knife instead of this carving knife. I had a bunch of protein snacks and ate a 3-bean vegan chili. I'm not vegan though, but it's just, it tastes really good. Plus I try to incorporate fiber as much as I can. Oh, we got a sapphire ring. What else did I have?
I'm starting to think there's more to life than prize or perish.
We had some olives. I don't know. I am trying to maintain a calorie deficit, so I'm eating in volume. With like low calorie foods.
I believe in traveling light.
We need that guy. Yeah, so I actually have a log for it, but it's on my phone. I don't know why I can't think of what I've eaten today. I usually keep really close tabs on that and don't forget. But I have forgotten.
We are friends now.
This is going to be a short stream, though. I am, pretty much done for tonight. I doubt I'll be on tomorrow, either.
What troubles you bring?
Holy crap, okay. Those are really good.
What troubles you bring now? Return if you must.
Alright. Does it for me today, but, I'll probably do a couple more of these. I might, hop back on WoW if I don't feel the burnout. Thank you for watching.